Good Saturday morning, everybody, and welcome back to the Geeky Leaks podcast. I am Liam.
And I'm Josh.
And I say this every week, but we really do have a good show this week, right?
Oh, yeah.
Of course we do.
I mean, I don't want to say we always do, but, like, we always do.
Yeah. We super always have the best show ever.
Yeah, like...
I mean, we're in it.
Yeah, exactly.
So, like, done, right?
So narcissistic.
Yeah, anyway.
Welcome to the show, guys.
No, there's a nice mixed bag this week. There's, security stuff, new hardware announcements, of course, video game stuff.
Yeah.
And some stuff that's kind of a little bit of both. So, anyway, let's just jump right into it. First thing here, this is a little bleak, but that's why we're going to get it out of the way first.
Yeah, exactly.
So, in case you guys haven't heard, there's a brand new ransomware attack going around, murking people all over the planet right now.
Of course. Murking people all
just
over the planet.
Just murking people, man. It's just, yeah. So, anyway, yeah, that's been going on. But it's almost worse than we thought it was,
like,
which is really bad.
You were explaining it to me, and it's just like, all right, this is a little bit worse than just ransomware.
Yeah, so I won't check out the article if you want all the details. I'll kind of just skim over it a bit here, but the gist of it is, so researchers were originally saying that this ransomware that's been going around was a modified version of some ransomware that was originally around last year called, I don't know if it's Petya or Petya, but Petya.
However you pronounce it, Petya or whatever.
They're basically saying it was a modified version of this ransomware, which, I mean, maybe it does borrow some of the code from that. I'm not really sure because that's a little bit above my head. But what they've discovered now is it's worse than that in that this software, was never even, like, let's say you paid these people money and they could theoretically decrypt your stuff. They couldn't do that if they wanted to.
Yep.
Like, your stuff is super gone forever. It's gone. Like, it's encrypted, but there's no decrypting for it. It's not going to happen.
I think, what was the line in the... I was kind of laughing at the line in the article. It's like, the code is so aggressive that...
Yeah, let me see if I can find it here.
Yeah, it's real quick. It's just like a one-liner, and it's like, the code is so aggressive that it...
Yeah.
Like,
the code is so aggressive that it's impossible for victims to recover their data.
It's like, okay. So literally this code is not meant to be ransomware. It's literally like, I'm going to encrypt everything. Like, all data, gone.
Yeah. So, like, let's say that, like, for some reason, like, the people that encrypted your stuff were, like, super nice. And you paid them money, and they're like, oh, okay, no worries. Like, I'll totally encrypt your stuff. Like, they literally...
I'll totally encrypt your stuff?
Well, I'll totally unencrypt,
Yeah.
We'll totally unencrypt your stuff. But, like, they literally could not if they wanted to. Like, it is gone. If you get this software on your computer, somehow, some way, just literally, like, you might as well throw out the hard drive, it's gone. So...
That's insane.
Yeah. So, basically, make sure you get your updates, and, yeah.
Don't go getting any ransomware. Don't go down any random torrents. Don't do anything dumb.
Yep.
Because you will have no chance of getting your data back.
Yep. Be safe out there, folks.
Yep.
But anyway, that's enough gloomy stuff. I just wanted to get that out of the way. Just, it's
little PSA.
Whether or not it's something that really interests you or not, it's just, if you're into tech at all, it's good to know.
Yeah.
It's good to know what's going on with this.
For sure.
And hey, it might save you a lot of trouble. You know, if somebody you know gets this, don't bother trying to recover it or anything. Just basically look at them and be like,
you're screwed. Sorry.
Yeah. Anyway, something on a little lighter note, though. Happy birthday. The iPhone is 10 years old now.
I know, it's crazy, eh?
Holy crap.
I mean, like, it kind of feels like, sure, okay, it could be 10 years old. Like,
I can buy that.
This is the first thing I felt where I'm like, wow, okay, this, like, it does feel like it's been 10 years. Where, like, some other things were just like, it's been 6 years since that launched. It feels like it was, like, 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like we've come across a lot of that, whereas now I'm just like, oh, like, okay, yeah, like 10-year anniversay for iPhones. It feels like it's legit.
It feels like it is. It feels like it is 10 years. Yeah.
Yeah, and like you were saying, they posted the original reveal conference video with Steve Jobs.
Yeah, they got it. So
like, go check that out. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I think when we started it, they showed like like BlackBerry and Motorola phones that are like old style before iPhone.
Yeah, because like Steve Jobs comes out and he's like, so like these are basically the phones that you know. Here's like the phone you're gonna love, and just like bam.
And you know that like he's literally like he's got it in his back pocket and he's like literally snickering because he knows he's about to just like dump all over the entire market and just take everybody's money. Like he's just like, hey, like pay me now.
Yep.
Like you're gonna pay me now. So
iPhone, man. Whether you're an Apple fan or not or whatever, I mean, it's just iPhone, man. It's a good product.
It paved the way. It paved the way.
I'm not an Apple user at all, and I can't deny it. I mean, it's a great product. It's changed everything really.
It paved the way for any kind of modern smartphone we have now. So
pretty much, it was like the first like smartphone.
Yeah.
This thing does things other than calling.
So yeah, happy birthday iPhone! Yay!
Yep, happy birthday iPhone. Absolutely. This one was one you want to talk about. This is a beast camera.
Okay, so a lot of people are pretty jacked about this now because we haven't seen any, like, for the top end cameras from Canon or from anybody, like full frame, they've just been insane. Like the prices are crazy.
Oh,
like Canadian, like the 5D was the only full frame, or I don't know if it's the only full frame, but it's like the one that everybody buys as a full frame camera, DSLR, if you're a professional.
Sure.
So the 5D Mark IV is out now, and it's a $5,000 camera with just for the body. So it's like, okay, like that's insane. I can't justify spending $5,000 on a body.
Is that 5,000 US or?
I think that's Canadian.
Still,
like US, I think it's like $3,500.
Still though.
So it's like 5,000 Canadian plus a lens. If you're gonna buy a $5,000 camera, you're buying a $1,200 lens or whatever it would cost.
Yeah, makes sense.
So this is a new camera from Canon that came out, I think, yesterday or 2 days ago.
So like brand.
Or okay, sorry, today's Friday. It came out, I think, on Wednesday.
Okay, so it's like a couple days old, basically.
Tuesday or Wednesday came out. And basically it's full frame, shoots 1080p 60, decent specs.
Probably has like nice what do you call the ratios, like for a scholar's color?
Ratios for color?
Yeah,
I guess like dynamic range.
Well, dynamic range, but isn't there like, oh man, I don't know camera stuff, but not compression. There's like a word for it.
Like a bit rate?
Yeah, maybe that's what I'm thinking.
I mean, it has variable bit rates. I don't know if the other stuff, like I know the 5D would have variable bit rates for sure, but
fair.
Basically, it's all H.264, so you're recording in MP4s, which is pretty compressed, but like you can choose your bit rate, so you could probably go to like a pretty high bit rate, say 45 or 50 or something like that, which would be crazy. Like that's probably topping it out, I imagine, at 50 megabits per second. That'd be a huge bit rate for H.264.
Fair.
But like to put it in perspective, I usually render at like 12 to 15. When I actually output our videos. Okay. So like 50 will be huge. That'd be like a lot of data. Fair. Still H.264, but whatever. Like we're recording with DSLR, so like, yeah, you know, yeah, full frame. But honestly, the biggest thing about it, straight up, guys, $1,800. I saw one for $1,800 Canadian, rather than fucking $5,000. Yeah. Like, that's huge.
So like almost a third of the price.
Like a third of the price, and you still get full frame. You get 1080p. The new Mark IV is 4K, sure, whatever. But even the 5D Mark III is still 1080p.
Yeah, so.
So like you're basically getting a 5D Mark III, rebranded, and slightly better.
So like legit, pretty much like either get this, unless you don't want to step up to the Mark IV.
Yes, much. like unless you find maybe a used 5D Mark III for a decent price. Yeah, yeah. Then sure, like
but I mean, like if you're buying new, it's pretty much like this or step up to the Mark IV.
$1,800 or $5,000. So like unless you're really gonna make a jump up, like this is a good buy. Like especially as like somebody like myself, I'm trying to get into the video market, obviously. Yeah. So it's like it's super good buy to buy for your first camera rather than just like, oh, I'm gonna shell out for the 5D for $5,000, and then you're like in debt. At least like I might be able to save $1,800 up for a body. And then buy like $600 lens, and then it's like now I have a decent little zoom lens that I can do versatile stuff with, and then I have a full frame sensor camera that's actually like pretty solid.
Yeah, because like the difference here would be like you get the 5D Mark IV for let's say $5,000. Yep. But for that same $5,000, you can get this camera, couple lenses, your tripod, probably a couple of lights, your SD cards. Like you get the whole everything you need.
You would get an entire package with a few lenses. Yeah. Depends on what lenses you go with, because like they can get insane. But yeah.
But say like one or two like. Pretty decent lenses.
You could get this body and like a prime lens, like not a prime lens, an L lens. I meant prime isn't good, but I meant whatever. You can go with a prime if you want, but generally the primes are cheaper, which is weird. They're sharper, but they're cheaper because there's less glass. But anyway, you could get this body and a super nice L lens, and still save money.
Versus the Mark IV.
Buying the 5D Mark IV's body.
Fair.
So that's pretty intense. Like super good buy. I would highly recommend this camera. I'm gonna be looking at it. That's for sure.
Yeah. Fair. So, yeah. Cool. This one's going to be kind of quick, but AMD announces Ryzen Pro. This one kind of even, like, I'm pretty good about being up to date on all this kind of stuff, but this one even kind of caught me off guard. Yeah. Ryzen Pro is pretty much Ryzen, like what we've come to know and everything. There's a few small tweaks to the silicon. There's like a TPM that's built in firmware now, which is really, really cool.
I don't know if you want to explain that to some people who might not know.
I don't know, TPM.
Just be basic.
It's... Just I'm sorry, guys. If you want to know what TPM is, just go look it up. I'm sorry.
Fair enough.
It's hard to be basic when talking about stuff like that.
That's fair. Can't argue that.
Anyway, basically, your TPM, basically all it says is it's a chip that's usually physically located on the motherboard. There's an additional one that's on the processor, but they're basically, I don't know if it's like an emulation, if you would call it that, but they're basically somehow managing to make it happen in firmware.
Okay.
So I'm not really sure how that works. It's a little bit over my head. But apparently that's a thing now. But the biggest reason why I wanted to talk about this is because in this slide, there is 2 products that some of us might go shake our heads at. They're Ryzen 3 Pro?
Yep.
What? Well, we don't have Ryzen 3 yet.
Yeah.
All we know is that it's coming, I think it's Q3.
It's soon, yeah.
So soon, but we don't have it. And so, I mean, I could be totally wrong, but if you look at the rest of these, like, you got your Ryzen 5s and your Ryzen 7s, and you got the same cores and same threads. Clock speed is literally, like, the same.
Yeah.
Like, literally the 1700, that's the exact same clock speed as retail 1700.
Yeah,
So, maybe give or take 100 megahertz-ish, maybe. Like, maybe it's slightly different. But pretty much, guys, I would say these are our Ryzen 3 specs.
And then I think, like we were saying, it's basically just these Pro ones are probably just going to be choice silicon.
Yeah, they're going to be binned, probably.
Yeah, it's going to be like choice silicon with a few more features, and then basically sort of a little bit of a rebrand. So
yeah, like I said, they have like the FTPM, like the firmware TPM module. They support a lot of more Windows 10 like enterprise kind of security features and stuff.
That makes sense.
This is not to buy for consumer. This is still enterprise stuff.
It's aimed more at professionals.
This is like, I could envision this for like, I own a small business and I need a basic server that's somewhat secure, but I don't want to fork out for a really expensive Xeon. I just need like something basic.
Yeah.
But I want like ECC memory support, which Ryzen supports.
Yes.
And I want some extra security features. Well, now you can just go and get one of these
Ryzen
for
Pro.
probably not much more than the retail ones. And you can get yourself like a 6-core or quad-core or whatever server you need.
Yep.
And it's a much more affordable platform to get in on because the Ryzen motherboards, which same socket and everything, so you could potentially
true.
So you could potentially get one of these with a regular like B350 board.
Yep.
ECC support kind of depends on the motherboard, but you could theoretically get your error correcting memory and extra security features on a standard consumer motherboard now.
Yep.
Which is really cool. So like if you're a business and you need to build a small server for just like file storage or even just like a really small domain, this could be a really cheap and still like really good option to do it with.
Yep. Compared to going, very expensive.
Yeah, I mean, Xeons can get cheap too, but I would not expect them to be anywhere near as cheap as especially the Ryzen 3s.
And then say they perform slightly better, it's still not worth your money because the bang for buck's going to be here at that point on the low end.
Yeah, exactly. Because keep in mind, like even this cheapest Ryzen 3, the cheapest one is still a quad core with a base clock of 3.1 gigs.
Yeah.
That's decent.
That's actually solid.
That is not terrible at all. So, yeah. Anyway, I just thought I'd mention that. So I would, like I said, I would feel reasonably comfortable saying that maybe give or take 100 megahertz-ish.
Yeah.
This is pretty much Ryzen 3.
I mean, if the other ones match, it makes sense that the Ryzen 3s would be identical.
I would assume so.
Just have, like we said, choice silicon and the extra features.
Yeah. So the only thing we don't know is price, but I can guarantee you this. The consumer Ryzen 3s will obviously be cheaper than the Ryzen 5s.
Yes.
Obviously.
Yeah.
So stay tuned for that. But I just thought I'd mention that because that's cool. Because Ryzen 3 is coming and I'm stoked for it.
Yeah.
I will try to be quick on this one because I could go on all day. So we'll just be quick. But PC Perspective recently did a live stream where they did some live benchmarking of the Vega Frontier Edition card. This is the air-cooled version of the liquid-cooled version.
Yep.
But yeah, there's a shot of the PCB, which looks pretty cool in my opinion.
Oh yeah.
There's a lot of kind of empty space, but it still looks cool. But the real story here is performance. And if you guys want to look at like the individual games and everything, by all means, check out this article. It's still interesting.
Yeah.
The gist of it is it takes more power than a 1080 Ti.
Yep.
Which we kind of expected, okay, because AMD gave it a 300 watt TDP.
Yep.
That's fine. The liquid cooled one, by the way, is a 375 watt TDP.
Damn, okay.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So
no wonder it needs a liquid cooling.
Hopefully higher clocks come along with that, but anyway, so it takes more power than a 1080 Ti, and based on this chart, this is, I just want to say this before, this is not the gaming card. These are very early drivers.
Yep.
This has a crappy cooler, just bearing all that in mind, but regardless, this is still a $1,000 video card that performs, in some games, significantly less than a 1080, which is a $500 US card.
Yeah. So
I'll leave this on the screen for another second so you guys can just kind of glance at it. If you really want to go over it, check out the article. There's some Firestrike scores below, but yeah, the gist of it is it takes more power than 1080 Ti, and it's not as fast as 1080.
So it's very disappointing.
This is sad face emoji.
Yeah.
That's the one you use.
Like it's it's not impressive at all, unfortunately.
Yeah. Unless there's, like I was saying to you earlier, the only reason you should buy this, and I legitimately don't know what the use case for this is, but if there's some reason why you need more memory bandwidth and why for some reason you legitimately would benefit from 16 gigs of HBM2, and you don't want to fork out like literally like 5,000 US for a Quadro, because there's only one Quadro that has it, it's the top end one.
Yep.
Then okay, maybe. And I do mean maybe, but like, okay, maybe.
Yeah.
Other than that,
like, don't buy this.
Even AMD's like, no, we got a gaming card coming, don't buy this.
Yeah.
So, okay. So, what I'm hopeful for, and we'll see, but what I'm hopeful for is I have a feeling that they're going to not even bother trying to compete with 1080 Ti, which makes sense because I don't think they're going to be able to based on these numbers, like at all, even with overclocks. I just don't think it's going to happen.
Yep.
What I could see them doing is shaving off 8 gigs of the HBM so that it has the same 8 gigs that 1080 does.
Yep.
Increasing clock speeds, and maybe it's like a little bit more.
Yeah.
But maybe it's like 5% faster. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know.
I guess.
I don't know. Maybe I'm totally wrong. I don't know. Or maybe it's the same speed, but they charge a small premium because HBM. I don't know. Or maybe it's maybe it's the same price, same speed. Maybe I don't know. But at this point, like I can. Be. But at this point, I can almost like I can legit 95% confidence say they're not even going to compete with 1080 Ti. It's just not going to happen. Yeah. I'm sorry. They're competing with 1080 right now. So
that's crazy.
You know what? And the sad thing about that is, I mean, hey, any competition in the high end is good. That's whatever. It's still good, but. Like, the 1080 came out last May.
Yeah.
And the 1080 Ti came out this May.
I mean, like, the amount of money that AMD has compared to NVIDIA, though.
Exactly. No, exactly. And I get it,
Like, there's no way that they're going to be able to compete now.
Yeah.
Like, they've been swept under the rug for, like, 2.5 years.
At this point, they just need to... I mean, hey, hope maybe it'll do well. Maybe we're totally wrong. But at this point, I think they just need to hammer down and just, you know what? Just keep dominating the mid-range. Because the RX 580s, especially the 570s, are still doing good.
Like, but they should control the low end and the mid range.
But at this point,
let NVIDIA have the high end stuff, because what's everybody buying? Yeah. Not everybody's going out and buying $1,000 card. Like, even us, we're not going to drop $1,000 on a video card unless we're like,
true.
You know.
But even when the 1080s came out, I don't know if you remember last May when the 1080s came out, they were $700 for the Founders Edition.
Yeah.
Sold out everywhere.
Yeah, true. But
I mean, it's not $1,000.
That's the $700.
But still, though,
like that was top end gaming, and I understand that.
Yeah.
But like. The majority of people that I talk to are not looking at a 1080.
No, I agree.
Like, the people that are buying a video, like, and plus, like, those are the people that are, like, looking at 1080s all the time. Yes. Right? Like, they're searching for the new card, the greatest.
Yeah, most people are like, yo, I'm getting like a 1060 or a 1050 or something.
Even that, they don't even know what the hell the new thing is. So I talk to them, and they're just like, what's good? And I'm like, well, what do you do? And then they're just like, I play these games.
I play Rocket League.
It's like,
you don't need a 1080.
Look for a used card from 3 gens ago, and you'll be fine. Like, they just, like, they're not, and even then, they're just like, how much is a video card? And I'm like, oh, $1,000 to the high, and they're like, oh my god.
The only
like, they shit a brick. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whereas, and then I tell them, like $200.
Yeah.
That's a good spot.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, so nobody's looking well.
The only reason, like, I want to agree with you, but I absolutely can't.
Yeah.
Is because AMD absolutely 100% has to compete at the high end. Because look what happened with Intel last year.
Fair, I guess.
Look what happened to processors.
Yeah.
We don't want, like, do you want your 1080? Do you want your 1080s to be $1,000 and your Titan X's to be $2,000?
True. I'm not saying that they shouldn't compete. I'm just saying that they're
gonna have a hard time.
Yes.
And like good luck, but
they're still gonna release high end cards regardless of what I say.
Yeah,
obviously.
Yeah.
But like, they should really focus on dominating NVIDIA with the mid range and the low end, and then obviously, like, release some stuff on the high end.
Yeah.
But don't like stress themselves out over trying to destroy NVIDIA's top end card, because it's not going to happen anymore.
Yeah.
Like, it's just not going to happen. They're too beasts. They're too far ahead. Like, they're going to start releasing cards every year.
NVIDIA's already getting ready
exactly, they're already getting ready for the new thing. They're just going to keep releasing cards every year, and they're just going to keep topping them, and it's going to get so far out of AMD's control that they're just going to be completely screwed. So they should just keep trying to keep up on the top end, while also just completely dominating
like that
on the low end and mid range.
Most people are buying $200 to $300 graphics cards anyway.
Exactly, that's like the average sale in my opinion. Yep. I don't know for sure, but I would assume that most people are buying $300 or $400 cards max.
Yeah. No, like $200 to $300 is like where like the vast majority of people buy.
So there you go. It's like AMD's destroying in that
That's
market.
why the RX 480 was doing so good at that $200 price point.
Exactly.
A couple years ago, or a year ago, it was just like yes.
And then even now, just sold it everywhere.
Yep.
So yeah.
Okay, so this one's going to be a quick one, but I just thought I'd mention this just because it's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Basically, the gist of it is, if you have an Xbox One X and you plug it into your 1080p TV, which you probably shouldn't do, but if you do it, that's fine, you can do that, but just if you do, just know that you're still going to have to download all the 4K assets for your games.
Yep.
So, if you're wondering why your friend has an Xbox One S and you have an Xbox One X, and why are you both playing the same game and yours and his don't look any different, because you're still using all the 1080p assets and stuff on your 1080p TV.
Exactly.
But your game is a bigger download.
Yep.
That's because you're still downloading all the 4K assets. That's the only reason.
Like, Microsoft is not distinguishing what TV you have, like we were talking about. So if you buy an Xbox One X, it doesn't care what TV you're hooking it up to. It's going to download the best stuff that the console itself can play with.
Yeah.
So if you're going to buy a One X, I would assume you should probably have a 4K TV, at least to reap the benefits of the One X.
Yeah. To fully utilize it, I would agree.
Because like an Xbox doesn't have frame rates that are variable. So if you're playing on the One X, then you're probably playing at 60 FPS regardless, unless you go to 4K.
Yeah. Then
so like it's not like you go to 1080p and then because you're using the 1080p assets, you're getting a better frame rate.
Yeah.
It's just going to cap your frame rate anyway. So if you're going to buy a One X, you should probably have a 4K TV, guys.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that is kind of like a quick PSA. Just like in case you're wondering, they said if your friend has an Xbox One S, you have the One X, and you're both playing Titanfall or something.
Sure.
And it's like, why is my game like 10 gigs more to download than yours? It looks the exact same.
Yeah.
That's why.
And it'll probably be like significant downloads too.
Yeah,
so like GTA 5, everybody when it came out was like,
it was like
oh my god, it's so huge. So like,
yeah.
Now games are gonna be massive with 4K textures and stuff. So.
Oh yeah. But anyway, speaking of game consoles though.
We'll see what happens with this.
Yeah. So the SNES Classic is a thing, which legit, I'm almost like I would say like personally anyway, I'm more stoked for this than I was the regular Nintendo Classic.
Mm-hmm.
Not because one is necessarily better than the other, just because I'm more familiar with this console.
Same.
And this console was actually a part of my childhood.
Yeah.
I didn't really use the regular Nintendo when I was younger.
Same.
This one, I remember playing so much Contra at my buddy's place. Contra 3, man.
Yep.
So good. But anyway, yeah. So obviously, of course, as soon as the pre-orders are announced, now they're all over eBay. This is 2 days old, and they're already like going for like almost $400.
I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure like the day after they were going for like a ridiculous price.
And then this is like, let's be clear, this is not the consoles. This is the pre-orders for the consoles.
Yeah, like literally.
There's no consoles out yet.
And like I was saying to you, I was like, how can you buy a pre-order? So like people are buying codes or something.
Yeah.
Which is a gamble and a half.
Yep.
So
yeah.
Yeah, and then we went to go find it, and we can't find it anymore. So
yeah, we tried.
They either sold out or they'd stopped putting them online. At least on Amazon, anyway. Like Amazon did say it does not have it listed anymore. So
yeah,
are we gonna come across the same crap that we had with the NES Classic? And they're gonna sell 100 of them. I mean, I'm exaggerating, but like.
Yo, I just had this weird idea. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, it's all good.
What if?
Okay.
What if you just had a computer? And you just emulated the games.
No way. That works?
No, it doesn't. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on. Next thing, Ubisoft apparently
that was pro. That was pro. Pro troll.
Ubisoft plans apparently
Oh
to
my
make a new
God.
Splinter Cell game, which I would be stoked for. But like, I agree with you. Like what you were saying earlier, which is like
go back to roots.
Yeah, like I want this to be like relentless. Like I remember like Pandora Tomorrow and the original Splinter Cell.
I was gonna say the original. The original.
Yeah,
so hard. Like so hard. You had to be the best freaking thief or the best like sneak ever. Like it was so hard.
So
I mean, honestly, back then it was partly the mechanics sucked compared to today's standards.
Sure, yeah.
Like you'd have to manipulate the mechanics to try and get by the stupid part. But like, make it hard with new mechanics, please. Because like, it'll be so awesome. It'll be so hard, but it'll be legit hard. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Like it'll be more realistic.
And Splinter Cell is a big name. It's an IP they've had for a long time.
Yep.
So I mean, I definitely don't see any reason why they wouldn't. It's been some time. The last one was about
Blacklist, I think. Was that the last one?
That was about 3, maybe 4 years ago now.
Was it Blacklist? That was the last one.
Yeah.
Because I know I had the one before it too, but I don't remember what it was called.
That was Convictions.
Yes.
Or
So
Conviction
I had,
or whatever.
So I had Conviction or Convictions, and then I had Blacklist as well. So yeah.
Yeah. So I had Blacklist too, and that game I haven't need to beat it, but I've played a lot of it. It's really really fun.
I felt like it was kind of short. Yeah. Personally.
That's what a lot of people are saying. I haven't beaten it yet, but
yeah.
Anyway,
but
I would be stoked for a new Splinter Cell game. I always liked the series, so
yeah, same.
Something I thought I'd talk about. If you guys want to see a new Splinter Cell game, let Ubisoft know in the comments below, because they totally read all of the comments on our videos.
Oh yeah, 100%.
So definitely do that. And last but certainly not least, because I'm super stoked for this, Starcraft Remastered.
Yes.
Yes. Sorry.
A little excited.
Starcraft Remastered.
Yeah, I mean, like, we almost forgot this, but then we're like, oh, we have to end on a gaming topic, because we always end on gaming.
Yep.
Always end with that fun gaming stuff.
Yep, for sure.
But yeah, anybody who's a huge StarCraft fan is going to freak out over this. When we say remastered, is it, like, literally remastered in, like, StarCraft 2 style?
Okay.
Like, how is it? Okay. Or is it, like, OG, it's just with new stuff?
Okay.
Like, new graphics?
So, mostly. So, here's the thing.
I can tell you're freaking psyched over this.
Man. So... Like, yeah, they took, there's a lot I read a lot into this. There was a lot of code that was, like, from OG that they didn't even have anymore.
Yeah.
So a lot of the new animations they did, like, were eyeballed.
Like, they scratched it?
Yeah, like, they looked at how...
They had to do it from scratch.
Pretty much.
They just, like, watched their old plays, or playthroughs, or watched some old gameplay, and then they're like, oh, that's kind of how it was, alright. And then they just redid it.
And then you watch people play it, it looks pretty much exact.
Wow. Alright, so good job, Blizzard.
Yep. Literally, like, there's another quote. There's another article about this on Ars Technica.
Yep.
That's like more in depth than this, and you know what? Screw it. I'm gonna put that article in the link in the description down below as well.
Yeah.
Because that article goes way more in depth than even this.
Okay. Cool.
But they talk about literally, like, one of the quotes at Blizzard when they started this project was, "Don't fuck it up."
Fair.
Like, literally, this needs to be StarCraft. It just looks better.
Okay.
And literally, there's a toggle in the game. I think I can't remember if it's F5 or F8, but you hit a button.
Does it go back?
But you switch between old and new graphics on the fly.
That makes me that reminds me of Halo 1 when they did the remaster.
Yeah. You know what? Seeing as how I'm going to put it in here anyway, we're going to do this live. Well, not live for you guys, but live for us. I'm just going to pull up the Ars Technica article real quick before we end this, because I know it's on here. And devs on VR price. Yeah. So this one goes into a lot more depth. But I think they have, so here's some of the screenshots.
Okay, widescreen.
So, there's 16:9 support as well.
Now, okay.
Apparently, there might even be 21:9 support.
That would be
which
sweet.
Is crazy.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Because old StarCraft is, 4:3.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so this is OG StarCraft.
Cool. Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there's...
Oh, it's 4K, too.
Yep. Sports 4K. Sports, like, all the new shit.
Cool. That'll be cool.
So, like, old, new.
Okay.
Old.
It's funny because it's like definitely noticeable, but it's still very old style art.
Yes, they basically took like a lot of the original art style and just like up the resolution, made it look crispier. Cool. The gameplay still the same. Like they even kept they went to South Korea, where a lot of the pro OG StarCraft players are, and they had them test it. And I agree, and I'm glad the Koreans people said this is they're like, do not change the AI. So, like, I know you didn't play a whole lot of StarCraft, but, like, back in the day, there were times where it's like, I'm over here, I want to capture this base in the corner because I know no one's over there. Sure. I'm just going to send a guy over there. Yeah. And, like, he'll go on some stupid path and, like, not be able to make his way there and get stuck behind a rock and stuff. Sure. They're like, do not change that.
Okay.
Leave it.
Because it's, like...
Because that's how it was.
Yeah.
And it's like...
Keep it original.
Yes. And as much as that is kind of annoying, but I agree with that because if you want that fixed, go play StarCraft 2.
Yeah, fair enough.
Like, legit, go play StarCraft 2, it's fine.
Yeah.
But, so they kept, like, a lot of the original AI... All the stuff, they're literally just like, here's StarCraft 2 with better graphics, and if you buy this, it's $15. You also get Brood War fully updated as well.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So you get the expansion. Mm-hmm. Sweet deal. For $15? US, I imagine?
Yeah.
So whatever, say $25.
Yeah, it's like $25.
Pretty solid for a nostalgia game that's actually like remade 100% with new code.
I'm buying it. Like,
so, yeah.
Legit, I'm buying it, so.
Cool. When's it come out?
That's a good question. I want to say it is like next month, or maybe August.
Does it say?
Yeah, it does. I just can't remember. August 14th.
Okay, cool.
Yep, and it's coming out on Mac as well.
Oh, interesting.
PC, Mac.
Cool.
Yep.
Decent.
So, that's the last one for this week. I really wanted to talk about that. StarCraft. It's so good. Go play StarCraft, everybody. It's so fun. Anyway, that's going to do it for this week.
Yep.
I'll put this article in the description below as well. Feel free to like the video if you liked it. Share it around. If there's anything comments you have about anything we talked about, maybe you're interested in the Vega stuff, or you really love StarCraft or whatever, definitely comment down below. And stay tuned. Next week, not exactly sure what day, I hate giving dates, but next week sometime there's going to be a really, really, really cool video regarding video cards coming that you guys will probably be very interested in, so stay tuned for that.
Yeah.
Until then, I think that's it, and we will see you in the next one.
Have a good one, guys.